Oswin should have completed the competition smoothly, but suddenly lost control at one obstacle, throwing his rider hard to the ground. The out-of-control horse charged toward the exit. Sam appeared just in time to try to stop him, but was struck in the head by the wild horse and fell unconscious. Sam was carried to the ambulance. Everyone said Oswin was too unstable. Michelle publicly declared that Oswin shouldn't remain at the estate. However, when the slaughterhouse workers arrived at Oswin's stable, they opened the door to find only a pair of boots inside. Mika had already fled with Oswin. They began a life on the road, buying supplies when hungry, with Mika sleeping on Oswin's back when tired. After several days of travel, they finally met up with friends by the sea. The exhausted Mika could finally get some proper rest. She asked her friends to feed Oswin, and they each contributed from their own food supplies. The next morning, Mika discovered Oswin's stomach was severely bloated and he was foaming at the mouth. He had likely eaten something he shouldn't have. Oswin was on his knees, barely able to stand. Mika tried to contact Sam, but he was still unconscious in the hospital. She hung up the phone and cradled Oswin in her arms. Her friend took Mika's phone and called her mother. As they couldn't handle the situation themselves, Mika's mother immediately drove over with a veterinarian. When they arrived at the tent, they found Mika had also collapsed. Her mother was heartbroken seeing her daughter in such distress, but Mika was only concerned about Oswin's safety. Fortunately, the vet diagnosed Oswin with just intestinal cramps. Mika was hospitalized with a fever. In her dreams, she sensed Oswin being loaded into the Hungarian man's truck. When she woke with a start, Sam was by her side. Both of them were safe. As her grandmother was about to put the boots back in their place, Michelle suddenly visited. The grandmother, knowing Michelle's desire for the boots, gave them to her after some consideration. Michelle was delighted with the gift. Sam told Mika what he had discovered on the day of the competition. The smell on his hands was a heating ointment, a substance that causes horses intense burning sensations. Since Mika hadn't used anything like this, the problem had to be in the protective gear Michelle had given her. The truth was revealed. Michelle had borrowed the ointment from the veterinarian's daughter to sabotage Mika. Mika rushed to the estate to expose Michelle's trick. The furious grandmother banished Michelle from the estate. Mika hurried to the stables without delay, only to find Oswin's stall open and empty. She angrily kicked the wooden boards, blaming herself for being too late. As Mika got into the car to go home, Sam said goodbye, hoping she would return someday. She didn't answer, as this heartbreaking place might take her some time to process. The journey home was long and gloomy. Not far down the road, they hit traffic. Mika sensed something and suddenly jumped out of the car, running through a wheat field to Sam's grandfather's farm, the place where she and Oswin had shared such harmony. Sadly, Oswin wasn't there. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew, making the tree branches sway. As the dejected Mika got up to leave, she heard a horse's neigh behind her. Oswin had returned. The traffic jam had been caused by the trailer taking Oswin away. He had broken free and returned to their secret meeting place.